Hey guys, Dave Conord. It is Fire Friday, and we've got a little bit different format this week because I am traveling, headed off to Costa Rica, a little pickleball excursion down there with some of my other business partners. And I wanted to today, I'm just going to freeform with you, right? I'm gonna talk into the camera here, and we're going to talk a little bit about agent attraction. I want to walk you through some things. And share with you some approaches just so you get a feel for why agents are moving and will be moving to eXp Realty. So for those of you that are new, Fire Fridays is something that we do every week on Fridays, and we talk about agent attraction, and we talk about the one of the really great opportunities at eXp Realty, which is building revenue share. And revenue share is where the company shares a portion of the income from closed sales when they receive company dollar. eXp shares 50% of that every single month with all of the agents at eXp who are helping to build the company, right? Think of it like a referral fee, basically. But you make the referral once, and then every time that agent closes a sale that creates income for the company, you're going to get a portion of it. And if that person refers someone and that person refers someone, et cetera, down through a full 7-level program that can be infinitely wide. So a really amazing program and a really cool reason why eXp has grown. They understand that it's all through agent relationships and the influence that they have out in the marketplace through being great people and great agents. It's those relationships that we grow through, which is awesome. So you've probably seen lately, right? There have been some really big players, really big producing agents that have made the move over the last month or so to eXp, splashed all over the news and all over the place. You're seeing it all over social media, and really all over the country. Agents, big teams, big producers, and that sort of thing. And those are the ones. Those are the head turners. Those are the ones where everyone knows, like, wow, their signs were everywhere. We see them up on stage at different events. Maybe they're coaches and that kind of stuff as well. They're sharing how they've done things. Their social media presence is massive. And you've learned from them. And if you were with their former company, they were always up on stage, and you were hearing about what they were doing and learning from them. So, let's start there, but I don't want to stop there. So why are these top producing agents moving? And I think it's important to note that, roughly 80% of the agents at eXp don't actively participate in revenue share, right? They are not actively referring agents to the company. Somebody might, a friend might end up joining and name them as a sponsor, but they're not out there actively looking to grow revenue share. So roughly 80% of the agents only come because they believe this is the best place for the real estate sales business to flourish, right? For them to build a great life, and a great opportunity for their real estate business, and that eXp is the platform to help them get where they want to be, regardless whether they're a new agent or a top producing agent. So I think that's important to note, because a lot of times people go, oh, they're going to come over and they're going to blow it up with revenue share. They may have absolutely no primary interest in revenue share. That just may not be a focus for them. So what makes them move? So first, let's talk about these top producing agents. I mean, these are people doing hundreds of millions of dollars in production. Many of them have large teams. For someone like that, they are a brokerage. They are a business entity, just unto themselves, right? It's not a transactional business at that point, right? They have not only many agents on their team, but they also have staff, right? They're going to have social media people, and they're going to have their administrative people and their transaction coordinators, and a lot of them have IT teams and everything else, right? Stagers and everything, right? Full service business. A lot of these folks that are coming over. And some of them are spread out in multiple locations, even multiple states, and sometimes even multiple countries. So for the team leader for a business like that to make a move, they've got to see the opportunity. It's got to make sense. It's a lot of work and a lot of expense to move over. It's hundreds of sign panels to get switched out, all of the marketing, all of the digital assets and websites and everything else like that, everything that they've got. And I know, we've had some top agents move over who's, said, hey, I just ordered a whole bunch of new, Yeti coffee mugs with my old logo on it, old company on it. And now they're sitting in a box in my office. And, what am I going to do with them? So it's expensive and it's time consuming to move over. And there's also the fear that maybe they'll lose some people from their team. Their business model and structure oftentimes has to be altered and that kind of stuff. So in order to do something like that, it really has to make sense, right? It can't, the lateral move doesn't make sense for them, right? So why would a top producing team move over? And there are, again, many reasons, but let's look first and foremost at just the financial opportunity. The structure for EXP, right, being such an entrepreneurial platform, very often for agents moving from most companies, it's going to be more financially beneficial to come over. The team model here is very much in the agent's favor, right? It's an opportunity where you can provide the agents on your team an incredible comp structure and still win as a team leader. And with that reducing company dollar cap that goes in for different levels of teams, the amount paid into the company goes down the larger the team is and the more business that they do, right? So there's an opportunity for that. Also, just all the tools and the platform that are here for these teams, something where they can oftentimes leverage and get rid of they can keep using the tools that they were using, but get it at a cheaper price, right? Stop paying for it as a one-off and get it as part of their package price. So a lot of those things are very beneficial as well. One of the other ones is with this platform, I know some other companies have talked about being collaborative, and it's not that there's no collaboration at other companies, but the revenue share model and the network effect of that model here at EXP creates a type of collaboration that I've just never seen at any other company out there. And so, if you're a top producing agent, you didn't get to the top. I mean, you're talking about the top 0.5%, right? These big players out there, these people, these business leaders think big. And they push themselves and they push others and they want to be pushed. They're going for excellence. They're going for big opportunity. And that's something here where they are, they say iron sharpens iron, right? And that's something where you get into this environment and you start really collaborating with top people from all around the country and all around the world, and seeing what they do and learning from each other. But it also opens doors for opportunities. I don't know too many top business people that stay singularly focused. When they build success in one arena, that just spills over into other arenas. Doers are doers. So I'm going to build something here. I'm going to build a big team. I'm going to build a big business. I've got success. It's generating cash flow. I'm not stuffing it in my mattress, right? All the things that I have learned building a big business, I'm not just going to go, cool, now I have all this knowledge that's going to sit on a shelf or sit in the back of my brain. I'm just going to keep using it right here. Right. Those things all translate into other businesses and other opportunities. And as you're in that realm and you're learning from them and you're saying, they say, hey, I've started to invest in this. I've started doing this. I've started to use the audience that I have this way. I've started to do these things, right? And they go, oh, that's a really cool idea. Let me learn from you. You see classes out there and coaching products and all of those things that they're doing now to share what they've done. Hey, this works. I'm going to share it with you. A certain amount of stuff I'm going to give away. And then if you really want, more time or a higher level of expertise coming from me, then there's going to be some kind of a subscription format or live presentations or something like that where you're paying to get in. But those opportunities you get in, and also just investment opportunities. We're buying multifamilies. There's a whole bunch of top folks at EXP that I know have gotten in and doing apartment buildings and that sort of thing. And it's a great place to put your money in a lot of cases, right? So those opportunities are being opened up to others. There are lots of different investment opportunities that many that I've participated in, and some that I've just learned about and seen and said, man, that's a cool one too, right? Well, the doors get open to these things, and that's something that I just haven't seen at that scale anywhere else. So that in and of itself, just the opportunity to be part of that group and the doors that are open from that group. It is, as Jay Kinder once said, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's a massive, massive opportunity. So that's, with these top agents, they're already bouncing around with other top agents out there at different platforms and everything else. But when they start to see a number of their peers all start to be in one place and they start to sit in on those conversations and hear about those things, then they say, it's like, that's a club I want to be in, right? That's a group I want to be a part of. How do I get in there? So for these top producing agents, that is oftentimes something that will attract them to get in. And so if you're one of those people, awesome, right? Are you taking advantage of those other opportunities yourself? It doesn't matter about which revenue share group you're in or where you live in the country and all of those kinds of things, right? This is all beyond that. This is the larger network effect. So connecting in with other successful people like yourself in the company and showing up. You got to show up. You got to go to the things where they are. You got to reach out and call them. You have to, do the things and learn what's happening out there. So that is something where, focusing on those things yourself, you'll be able to invite others in to join you on those opportunities. Now, if you have not yet achieved at that level, you haven't gotten there yourself, right? Then you say, well, I'm not in that group yet. Well, number one, you can go and learn from those groups, right? A lot of the things that happen out there, and we do things in our organization. We invite people in from outside of our organization to them. And we go join in on things from other organizations. And we learn from them and we go into their different groups. So if we're not up here, if we're not on stage talking, right, then we're in the audience learning, and we're not showing up late and leaving early and on our phones. We're plugged in and engaged. We're looking sideways, right? And we're meeting the people on either side of us. We are rubbing elbows and and talking with people during the breaks. We are making sure we're getting up and introducing ourselves. Brent Gove is an agent here and a growth leader here at EXP because Sheila Fejeron met him at an event where he was speaking, and she went up and talked to him and developed that relationship, right? So that's an example of how that works. Make powerful relationships. You never know who's sitting next to you or near you, who you're going to bump into at breaks. And then, people that are up on stage, go build those relationships with them, right? It's really, really important. So if you're not there yet, you have to start thinking like you will be soon. Okay. And then you have to do the things that get you there. But that allows you to go then to these other top producers and say, hey, I was just talking to my friend so-and-so over here, who's a big dog at our company and does all this cool stuff. And hearing you talk or watching what you're doing in the marketplace or anything else, it just, man, the two of you guys, do you know them? I would love to make that connection. I think it'll be awesome for you. Right now, you are the conduit. You are the connector. You're the one that knows the people that can help them get where they want to go. That increases your stature. It increases, you're coming from contribution and you're helping them. So you should never be afraid to approach even the highest producing agent, the biggest business person out there. But you need to come prepared. If you're not doing the stuff now, then you have nothing to offer. So you have to create something to offer. It doesn't mean you have to go out and build the biggest business. Okay. So that would be number one. So for those top producing agents, they're very, very often looking for, number one, the best platform to bring their business over. I need to bring my business over, put it on this platform. It needs to be able to operate smoothly. I can't come over here and have problems, right? Maybe where they are works great, and this will still work great. Maybe where they are doesn't work great, and this will work great. But what can't happen is either one of those first two and not work great over here. So it's got to be the right operational platform and a fit for them. Fortunately, EXP has an incredible platform with great leadership, great staff, making everything work smoothly. And so that, we've got the platform that can handle a business of any size, as evidenced by the size of the different groups that have moved over and are still here, right? They're not leaving. So that's number one, right? The ability to operate a big business on this platform. Say, hey, this is a great spot for you. Number two, the compensation structure is one where they're going to be as good or better than where they are. And then from there, okay, most of these top producing agents, and not just the top 0.5%, just general top producing agents in your marketplace, they're going to be looking for a place where they are going to grow, where they're going to be challenged, where they're going to be able to do more. Okay. I will tell you, no matter, whether they have no ego or a huge ego, right? They may appear like they don't want to learn anything or they don't whatever, but they want to do more. They want to grow more. They didn't get where they are by accident. And so they want to achieve more. They want to be in the room where they get recognized and noticed by the CEO or whoever in leadership and other agents. They want a platform. Well, they've got a platform here. They've got a place where they can really win, and they have a place where they can be a leader. And then most top agents that I know want to give back. They want to serve others. They want to say, hey, I've been very blessed to get where I am. I want to help other people get here. Give me a platform where I can, feed others and, give back and do some good things. Right. All right. So honestly, for top agents, this is such an attractive place to be. There's a ton of opportunities. Now, when you add on top of that, when you're producing a ton of business, you're going to get a lot of stock. So they're going to get a lot of ownership in the company, where most other companies, there's no way to get ownership, and you're certainly not given ownership. You can buy stock in a few of the other publicly traded companies, but given stock as you go through production, our stock has proven to be very resilient, very valuable. And then you have the revenue share, and through your influence in the marketplace, the relationships that you have, and being out front, and all of those things, it opens up a ton of doors to refer people in. Really cool recently to see that Spring Benson moved her business over, and she was at another company that provides revenue share, and she had a 7-figure revenue share. She had over 3,000 people in her organization, and she left that all behind. It goes away. She goes down to zero. She had a video that she released the other day that showed her EXP, my EXP back office, and it showed all the zeros. Like the people in her downline, I think she had 67 people on her production team. So those 67 people are all in her organization right now. She came with them, right? But new agents joining, new whatever, 0, 0, 0, revenue share earned in the past 0, revenue share expected to earn 0. Like everything's down to 0 for her. She's literally starting from scratch, but she believed in this opportunity so much that she was willing to walk away from over $1 million a year in passive income, because she believed that she had pretty much maxed it out over there, and that she would have the ability to go much farther here, and the confidence in herself to rebuild it, to come in here and to do it again. And I saw, it's hard to be a level 10 player in a level 5 opportunity. So getting in the right opportunity where it's not limited is something that's going to be super attractive. All right. So those are top producing agents. Now let's go to the other end of the spectrum. We're going to work our way in. But hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight as to what we offer for top producing agents, why they're flocking to EXP, why you're seeing this happen so much right now, and especially with some uncertainty in the marketplace. There's a flight to safety and security, and that's like, man, what company is rising above the rest and really going? All these other companies are shrinking, they're losing agents, they're not profitable, all of those other things where it's kind of like, I don't know, the market has changed, the industry has changed. Who is rock solid? And EXP has just been the shining example of that. So new agents, man, you're brand new, you just got your license, and you're starting out in the business. Where do you go? And I hear all kinds of comments from people about, like, this company's better to go to a new agent, or this company, whatever, what is it, EXP? Is it another company? Who has the best training? All the other programs and everything else. And I think we can all agree that the real estate licensing class does not teach you how to be a great realtor, right? It doesn't teach you how to sell houses. It doesn't teach you how to lead generate. It doesn't teach you how to serve your clients, right? There's some, technical knowledge and other things. I'm not going to bash the class, but it just, it gets you through to get your license to be a licensed individual with the state. But from that point forward, you have to learn how to be a business person. And so if I'm starting out brand new, and I need to learn how to be a business person, and those are the things that I want to learn, I'm not going back to school for that. Okay. I want to get in the trenches with people who are doing it, who are succeeding at it, who are willing to share. So I'm going to go to the place where there's the most open source knowledge, information, support, and everything else that I could find. So I'm going to go back to the concept of our network. When a whole bunch of people are financially tied to your success, when you sell houses, we all win. When you sell houses, there's revenue share from the revenue that you generate goes to the company, gets spread out to a whole bunch of people, right? Every time you sell a house that where you're paying a split to the company. Okay. But that also increases the overall sales volume of the company, right? It increases the agent count of the company. All of those impact how Wall Street sees our company. When we're showing constant growth, when we're showing that we don't have a ton of agents leaving, and we're showing that our production continues to grow and continue to take over the market and that sort of thing, then the stock that everyone's earning as they're producing gets more valuable. So everyone is cheering everyone on to win. And you have 90,000 agents where, you guys, we're all cheering each other on and, excited about each other's success. And they're in markets all over the place. They're willing to share. You're not in direct, most of us are not in direct competition with each other from a sales standpoint anyway. Your sphere is your sphere, my sphere is my sphere, right? They just don't overlap that much. They don't overlap as much as some people might think. And so you're out there building your business through your relationships and your other tactics of lead generation. And so the people around you have a desire to help you win. The person that brought you into EXP wants you to win. They want you to sell a ton of houses. They want you to be happy. They want you to stay, and they want you to be so excited that you're talking to other people about it, and that you're bringing people in, they're bringing people in, et cetera. We're creating this community, right? We call ours the FYR Partners community. It's this community of people that are all vested in each other's success, right? Financially, emotionally, and everything else. And that's how it works. So as a new agent, I want to go where the other people want me to win. I can tell you, having been involved in a lot of other brokerages, right, and other individual brokerages and franchises and everything else like that, there is this pervasive sentiment out there, right, that top agents are annoying prima donnas and you don't make that much money off of them. And new agents, most of them fail and it takes them ever to produce anything, and they ask too many questions and they waste your time. I hate to say it, but that is the mindset for a lot of brokerages. From a leadership standpoint, I have sat in boardrooms, I have sat in leadership meeting rooms, and I have heard all the discussions. And man, it makes me sad, and it kind of disgusts me. But it makes me sad to hear that, because I don't know how you get into leadership in a real estate company or in a brokerage if you don't love agents. I just don't understand it, right? Tomorrow's top talent is getting into the business today. Yeah, it's true that a lot of people don't make it. Maybe they're not cut out to be independent contractors. They don't have that self-starter mindset that you need to stick to it, or whatever it is, or maybe they're just not given the guidance and leadership that they need to go succeed. But and somewhere in between. Not everyone's cut out for this. I mean, let's face it, it's a tough gig. It's an amazing one when you do it right. So that may be true, but man, you gotta love on your people, and you have to go find the ones. I'll say you have to save the ones that are swimming towards you, right? So the ones that want to be saved and are putting in the effort to be saved, that's where you're going to put your time and your effort. You have new agents coming in, man. This is the opportunity to help someone launch a new business, build success, become an entrepreneur, and do really, really cool stuff. And the more success stories that you create, the more attractive that you become. So new agents are amazing, and it's an incredible opportunity, and it's a whole new sphere and a whole new group of agents that you haven't tapped into yet. That's pretty awesome. Top agents are, we were just talking about, they're driven, they're smart, right? They're specific. They don't want all the other fluff and everything else. And so that's why sometimes they're coming across like, hey, I'm super direct on these things, but a lot of times they're just not supported. They've outproduced and they think at a higher level than the leaders that are supposed to be helping them succeed. And they're frustrated because I can't go to this person and ask them for advice because they've never been here and they don't know what to tell me. They either give me bad advice or they tell me, I'm sorry, I can't help you. All right. Or they don't want to waste their time with it. Like, oh, you're on such a high split. You're kind of a lost leader for us, necessary evil. And it's just, there's a lot of conflict at that level. So, at EXP, we don't have any of those mindsets, right? We're celebrating our top producing agents. We're so pumped when these larger agents come over to the company because they lift us all up, right? And they bring a lot of great stuff to the table. And they think like business owners and entrepreneurs, and that's the platform. And then the new agents come in and build success, and they future proof the company, right? We need them to come in because as people start to, maybe they're selling less as they build their team out, or maybe they're, people age out of the business over time, and they've got opportunities to retire or slow things down a little bit. That next wave of great agents are coming in, right? So a new agent, the opportunity here at EXP is, number one, you're going to come into an environment that's really welcoming, that appreciates new agents, that embraces them, serves them, provides them with the tools, the resources, the support that they need. The amount of training for new agents that exists is really incredible. The quality of this information about the things that you actually need to do, need to know, action steps you need to take, and everything else that you have access to are really incredible. The mentors that we have at the company are awesome. I've heard so many great stories about mentors who have, who go well above and beyond the requirements of being a mentor, right? There's certain things that you do to help agents go through their first 3 transactions to prepare to be meeting with their clients and reviewing contracts and everything else. They blend in with the services that our awesome state broker teams provide. So the combination of that mentor and the state teams really provide so much support for the new agents. But again, a lot of these mentors are saying, hey, come with me on an open house, come with me on a listing presentation. I know a lot of mentors that say, hey, we're going to get together every Friday evening and sit down and talk about the business and just make sure you're not feeling lost. And we'll answer some questions and all that kind of stuff. Help you look at what you're doing in your marketing, et cetera, help direct you to other events to go to and places to be, and what classes you could be taking and that kind of stuff. Then you have all of the training, but then every agent is part of an organization, right? We talk about silos. They're not silos, they're communities. Right. If you live in a community, you don't say, well, I can't leave my community and I can't talk to people from another community or have friends from another community or go to a party at another community because I live in this community. No, it's not a silo, it's a community. But what a community does bring, the word community and the sense of what that is, it's a support system, right? You heard it takes a village, right? Well, these communities, there are people who care about you, their resources. You want to borrow a cup of sugar, if you live in a community, you're going to one of your neighbors, right? We go to our neighbor's house for, football parties and that kind of stuff. We get together. So what are we doing here? We are sharing. If we have knowledge that someone else needs, we're going to share it with them. Someone needs help, covering for an open house, you're going to go help them. Someone needs some information on how to do something, we're going to go share that. Someone's really good at doing a listing presentation, they're going to teach that class, for our group, right? And all of those other things, right? Plus there's the camaraderie, there's the encouragement, there's the accountability, all of the things that we do, and we cover all different kinds of topics. And there are face-to-face meetings in areas where the groups are physically, people are physically close to each other. And then we use Zoom. So all of those things are part of those community. Think about coming in as a new agent and having a massive family of people who care about your success, who are welcoming you in, who are excited that you're here and want to help you out and are constantly offering their stuff. Then tons of live classes, tons of recorded classes and everything else. Oh, and by the way, you start at an 80-20 split, right? And there's no royalty, right? There's no franchise fee on top. So many companies have a 6 and 7% fee that goes on top. And it's just a flat 80-20. And all of the fees are super, super low. So most new agents get a raise immediately if they make the move over here, or if they start here, they start off by putting more money in their pockets, which we know new agents, you're not closing as many deals quickly, together yet. And so every dollar counts to get yourself paid back from what you invested to become an agent and to keep you going so that you can reinvest that money into your business and keep growing. Phenomenal place to go as a new agent. Plus it's a company that is out there, blazing new trails, and that you're in a place that's going to grow with you. And we're in a place that uses technology. We're not over techie, right? We are tech enabled, but it allows you to do business from anywhere and have all of the tools that are super, super reliable, and to be able to operate from different places without having to drive to an office and physically do things and physically wait for one individual to help you with something. You've got a whole group of people available to you, live human beings that are highly skilled and available, in all different roles. So there's the two ends of the spectrum. And then you have the agents in the middle. I'm just going to say general agents. Okay. The things that are beneficial to the new agents and the top producing agents are pretty much universal, right? There aren't really any agents that wouldn't want to take advantage of all of those things that I've talked about. So the opportunity for the community and the networking and the support and the training and resources and the financial models and all those different opportunities, are really huge. When you come into this as any agent, you have that opportunity. So one of the other huge benefits of EXP is the entrepreneurial nature, right? Glenn Sanford, genius, created this concept, was an agent himself. He looked at and he was highly successful, but he looked at what he appreciated. He looked at what things frustrated him, what he wished. And as an entrepreneur, he didn't want to be treated like an employee, but he didn't want to be treated like, just kind of here's your desk and a phone, good luck. Right. So what is that opportunity? What is that platform? And what do agents face? Right. You guys hear me say all the time, you don't want to be rolled out of your last open house toes up. Right. So there's nothing wrong with continuing to sell houses until the day you die. Right. This is the premise of EXP, and the premise of talking about revenue share is not about stopping selling because we don't like to sell houses or we don't like to work with clients. Right. Some people like it more than others. Some people want to do it longer than others. Some people come into the industry and say, hey, this is something that I can do. I can serve my clients really well. I can do a good job. I enjoy doing that, but I want to build a business and do whatever, create an opportunity and have an exit. So a lot of people build businesses to be able to exit the business and you don't live to work, you work to live. The vocation that you choose and the work that you choose is funding your life and funding your opportunity and building what you want to build. So some people do want to get it. Some people have been doing it for a long time and they say, hey, it's been really great. I haven't really been able to get to the point where I've got enough saved up that I can walk away, but I'm ready to retire. I'm ready to be done, or I'm ready to do whatever. What do I do with this? And then some are on the other side where they say, hey, I love this. I'm still ramping up my business. I would like to build this bigger. I would like to do X, Y, and Z. I would like to get into this over here, or, I would love to keep selling. I love my business and my clients and working with people, on this. I really enjoy it. I'm not looking to stop for another 20 years or whatever. Okay. All of those things are great. We're a real estate company. We're about selling houses. But as entrepreneurs and business owners, okay, you need to look at your business and build a business that funds your life first and foremost, right? The reason you're going to put all the time and effort into business building is because that business is going to fund your life. It's going to get you where you want to go. And so that's what you need to be focused on. On this platform, you can brand yourself the way that you want to brand yourself, right? I mean, you got the state and federal laws or whatever that you've got, all of those things, of course, need to be followed. But there aren't additional company parameters. It's very pro agent and pro agent brand. So you can get in here and brand your business and structure it the way you want. You can structure it so that your business can be sold. It can be leveraged. Someone else could take it over. You can, it can be a legacy business. Maybe your kids get into it. I mean, there's all different things that you can do. But as you're doing that, you can be very entrepreneurial on the platform. Like I said, we have people that get into the training and coaching and events and all of other things, and they're able to build that with their connections through the EXP platform. And of course, the stocks that we've mentioned as well that you accumulate, you can also get stock. You can trade a portion of your commission to get stock at a reduced rate or get it at a discounted rate. So it's worth more when you get it than what you're paying for it. So the more you produce, the more you're amassing from that standpoint as well. And then the revenue share. That is something where, I've had this conversation with people who are retired, who are living on a fixed income. And even if they have a decent fixed income, right, they're able to live a great life. They're in a nice house. They got all the things they want. Okay. They're not strapped for cash. However, what some of them have said to me is that they said, look, I would love to be able to, you know, not worry about taking a vacation. Like, instead of going, oh, how much should we spend on this? And is that too expensive? And we probably shouldn't go again. And we really want to go see our grandkids, whatever game, but it's too expensive to get there. And what if we need a new car, what should we get versus what do we want? And all of those things, you start to have these limitations because you don't know how long you're going to live. You don't know how long does my money need to stretch and what's going to happen with inflation and all of those other concerns. So then you start to go, I need to, it's fixed. Fixed means it's not really growing other than, what's happening in the market wherever you've got it invested. So the difference with just a few $1,000s a month coming in on a regular basis is huge for your retirement opportunity. As agents, there's no 401k. It's a different structure than maybe a corporate job. And so if you are the primary breadwinner or sole breadwinner or what have you, if you're counting on that, you need to either build amass a large amount of money that you can live off for whatever time period you need. And, if you want to leave, money to family, kids, a cause, whatever it is, not leave debt for them and all of those things, then that's something that you're considering. When you have cash flow coming in, above that, right? That becomes that retirement fund strategy, what have you. Now you own a business that throws off cash. And what's great about it is it's willable, right? So you can will it, but you can also will it to a trust. So it goes on into perpetuity, and you have that cash flow constantly coming through. So that is something where now you have this that you can leave, you have this opportunity, you have that cash flow that's coming in on top of anything else. And that's just thinking about it with a few thousand. What difference would a set couple of $1,000s a month coming in, $2,000, right? What difference would that make for you? Okay, what if it was $5,000 a month, right? Now think about the opportunity to build that, and it will build on its own as well, right? As you're bringing it, that snowball effect as you refer people into the company and they refer people, where it gets to the point where you're not really in control of it anymore. It just continues to grow. You can do it gently and a little bit passively, or you could be active about it and work towards building it, which is what we talk about in FYR Fridays. And as you are building it, and as you are finding other people where this is a great place for them to grow their business, whether they're interested in agent attraction or not is a moot point. You bring them in here because it's a great place for their business. It's a great place for them to achieve their business goals and their personal goals on this platform. And you bring them in and you just go, hey, I want to find out what you're looking to build and what you're looking to do and what's important to you, to see if there's a good fit, to see if we can help you, right? If there is, great, let me show you this. Did you know these things? And then you're helping people build great lives, build great businesses. And that is also coming back to you. It's that Zig Ziglar mentality, right? And so that opportunity will expand. So there are people that are making, over $500,000 a month in passive income. That is a legacy. That is, first of all, that is financial security for themselves. It's a legacy that they're leaving for their families and for the causes they support and everything else, right? That is more than life-changing. It's massively life-changing, right? That is a cosmic shift in your family tree. And it's pretty amazing. So you don't have to think that big or go that big. That doesn't have to be your intent. You don't have to try to build a $500 million producing real estate team either. Okay. But what number in production is meaningful to you to fund the life that you want to fund, to create the legacy that you want to leave? What are those numbers? And that's what I would look at. But the opportunity here is to build your sales business as big as you want to build it, and to build your revenue share as big as you want to build it. And so opening up the doors for those opportunities. But again, just like building your sales business or just like anything else, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So if it's life-changing and meaningful, you have the opportunity to do it here. And so that's what I'm going to encourage you guys to get out there and do. Right. But I want you to, like, the conversation that you can have, all you need to do is be curious about the individual that's in front of you. Find out what their needs are, find out what their goals are and where they're trying to go, find out what they don't have access to where they are now, and then provide solutions, right? Invite them in to learn more about what we can do for them. And that's it. But this is a time right now where a lot of real estate companies are losing money. They're tightening their belts. They're laying off leadership and other staff members. They're making a lot of different changes. There'll be a ton of mergers and acquisitions. There already have been several that are out there. There are, people moving around. And when some of these big teams move and they take 100 people with them, right? What does that do to a local office? What does that do to a franchise? What does that do to, big company when they lose that kind of market share? And then what if there are several like that leave, right? All of a sudden, that's going to make some changes. It's going to open some doors, and there could be some people that are looking to make more changes. This is opportunity time. It's an opportunity to go serve a ton of people. It's kind of like when the market gets super hot and everyone's looking to move, everyone's looking to sell, everyone's looking to buy, and your opportunity is to go out there and help as many people as possible. Just do a great job finding out what their needs are and serving them, helping them find the great house and get through, a good transaction, or helping them get their house sold for the amount that they need to get it sold for in the time that they need to get it sold in. Right? This is the same thing. Go find people, go serve them, go find what they need, but they're out there right now looking. Unlike a lot of buyers and sellers, right? They may not be waving the flag and saying, "Hey, I'm looking to move," because agents don't want to, promote that to their clients, and they don't want to promote that they're out there looking because then everyone jumps on them, right? So you just have to ask, or you just have to offer, but put it out there. Make yourself a resource, make yourself knowledgeable, make the connections that you need to make so that you can connect them with the right people, that you can connect them with the right information, and then go find people to help. That's all it takes. All right, guys, good luck. Have an awesome weekend.